without going through the whole process that we collected this is our notes. I'm recording my voice and the screen right now. These are all the words we kind of came up with for add, subtract, multiply, divide. And this is important because math is, you're going to hear me say this all year. They almost got t-shirts made last year in pre-algebra. Math is communication. Did you know that? Just think about any language. A language, when we write, has symbols, letters, numbers. And what's the whole point of any of it? To communicate.
Yes.
So we solve problems with math, but it's pointless unless we communicate that to somebody else, right? It's all about problem solving, sharing information. And we have to have common language, because if I'm speaking Spanish and you're speaking Mandarin, are we going to be able to communicate well?
No.
No. So when we're speaking math, I'm using math vocabulary, math definitions, symbols, numbers. That gets us all speaking the same language, right? And that's how we collaborate. And that is communication. So a lot of times you'll hear me use a lot of language and stuff. That language is important because if we're talking to somebody else, another mathematician, another individual, if we have that common language, we can communicate efficiently. And that's the whole point of math. When you use math as an adult, I'm never just keeping it to me, right? I'm sharing it with students. I'm sharing it with my wife. I'm sharing it with the guy at the Home Depot that needs to cut my big board into 1,000,000 little pieces to use for what I want, right? So we use word symbols. We also use things like pictures. You ever been encouraged to draw whatever you're trying to problem solve now? Anybody ever been encouraged to draw things? Yeah. It's all about communication. So math is communication. You'll hear me say that all the time. You'll also hear me say, like, nice mistake. I really mean it. I'm not picking on it. I love mistakes. All right? So, I want to look at some things that are going to be similar to things you're going to work on in your homework tonight. I know we're getting some homework. It's going to be kind of cushy right now. We're doing all kinds of like review stuff to start the year to make sure we're all on point. Okay? So something you might be, so in your notes, we'll just kind of call this example 1. And let's say you're asked to write k divided by 6 in words. That could be a thing that you're asked to do. You could be asked to write k divided by 6 in words. I'll let you know, I never use this sign. I think this sign's trash. I write it like this. K divided by 6. Either way, that's not the answer. That's still symbols. So in words, you could write k divided by 6, correct? That's like the, yeah, of course, that's what it is. I need someone to come up with another one. What's another way we can write that one, Will?
K split into 6.
K split into 6 equal groups, maybe? Yeah, I can vibe with that. What's another way? Don't tell me. Give me the first word. Letter. It's not Camille. You're Camille? Yeah. Christy?
I'm going to start calling you that.
Okay, what is it again? Caitlin. Decreased by 6? Okay, so decrease would be subtraction. We'd be taking that away, right? I like where your head's at, though. So, is there another word we could use instead of decreased? There's not as many words for this one. How about this one, the pinky word? What's the pinky word for divide?
Divided.
That's not the answer. The quotient. So let's do that. The quotient of what? So you would just say the quotient of k and 6, and that means k divided by 6. Awesome. So in your homework, maybe it asks for 1, maybe it would ask for 2, but there's multiple ways to do these, right? They're all correct. So this is one thing you could be asked to do in your homework tonight. All right? Anybody need this page longer? Because I'm about to flip off this page onto another page. Okay, and so I'm going to give you a little quiz. You ready? Example 2 is going to be a quiz. This is the most missed problem in 7th grade. I'm not lying. It's not hard, but it is the most missed. Okay? I want you to write b less than 4. I want you to write it in symbols. There's only going to be one way to do this. I want you to write b less than 4. B less than 4. So take a second. Get it down. This is the number one most missed question on the final. Someone from Zoom land, raise your hand. Who's got an idea of what it might look like? Mikey, I appreciate the hand raise, but I'm trying to get... keep doing it. I'm not ignoring you. I'm looking for somebody else to interject. Maybe a Tanyan. I haven't heard from you in a while, Tanyan. What do you think it might look like? You have to unmute. Hold the space bar. That's the easiest way.
I'm actually on my iPad, so I don't have a space bar.
Oh, okay.
But
B less than 4. Tell me what to write.
see, I feel like what I'm thinking is too simple.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
What Dylan just put in the chat, that was kind of what I was thinking.
Well, what Dylan put in is B is less than 4, but this is just B less than 4.
Yeah. Or it's just like B is like less than 4 with the actual symbol.
Yeah, but it isn't. It isn't B is less than 4. It's B less than 4.
Okay.
So as an expression, what's that going to look like? I don't want an inequality. I want an expression.
Yeah, I'm stumped on this.
Well, there's only a B and a 4. What does less than signify?
Oh, minus.
Okay, so tell me what to write.
Oh, then it's 4 minus B.
4 minus B. That's what you think the answer is, huh? All right. Thanks, Tanyan, for sharing. You can mute yourself now. Did anybody write this? Nobody? Because this is the most common wrong answer. Happens all the time. Now, how about this? If someone wrote B minus 4,
That'd be 4.
why would they do that, though? Like,
Because it says B less than 4.
yeah, that's what it says, but why would they write B minus 4? Yeah, Henry.
Because they see less than and they just swap it out with
Yeah, so you have to think, what is it saying? Don't get ahead of yourself, okay? Yes, less than means subtraction, but what are we starting with? Are we starting with B or are we starting with 4? We're starting with 4, right? So 4 has to come first. So be careful. That usually ends up, I know it's like not a hard thing, but you know, you're on a test, you're amped up. That's one that kids will miss, all right? Here's the other thing you're going to have to, so I'm going to skip. You're going to have to bring a bunch of these out of context. Like if you can type 20 words per minute, what would that look like or so on, okay? I feel like you're going to be good at that. The only other thing I want to show you for your notes is this. You could be given an expression like R divided by S, or the quotient of R and S like this. And they might tell you that R equals 8 and S equals 2. And they're going to say, what would this expression be equal to? And this might seem like way easy, but it's all right. We just need to make sure these things are established to do what we're going to do next, to do what we're going to do next. I am going to use substitution. Who can explain what substitution is in person here? What is substitution? I'm going to use substitution to get this expression to be a number. Jeff?
You could substitute the 8 for the R and the 2
Yeah.
for the
If R is 8 and S is 2, I can substitute my values. I know it seems simple, right? But we just need to establish that this is something we can do. And so what is 8 divided by 2? 4. And I'm always going to write my division as a fraction for the most part. Okay? Almost always. All right? I know it seems like simple things, but if, you know, we're busting rust off. We're doing something we haven't been doing these things for a while. I just want to make sure we're good. All right? I'm going to show you how to get to your homework, and we can get started on it. Thanks for all the being with all the clunkiness of Zoom back and forth. It went so much smoother than first hour. Don't tell them, okay? Don't tell them. But thanks for being patient and working through it. I'm going to show you how to get to your homework and stuff.